In a world where public figures are constantly scrutinized, one family's story is about to take center stage. Donald Trump, the 45th President of the United States, is known for his boldness and unwavering protection of his loved ones. But this time, it's his son, Barron Trump, who becomes the subject of public attention. The media often pokes fun at the Trump family, and Barron, as the youngest, is no exception. Yet, in the most unexpected of circumstances, his parents' reactions will leave the public in awe. This isn't just another news story. This is a rare and powerful moment of family unity and unconditional support. It's a story that shines a light on the protective side of a father who is typically seen as a tough political figure, and a mother whose grace and poise will touch the hearts of many. But what truly sets this story apart is how the dynamics of this moment unfold before the public eye, making it impossible to ignore. As the cameras roll and eyes are glued to their screens, a public moment turns into a deeply personal one for the Trump family. The glare of the spotlight isn't easy to bear, especially for Barron, who is just trying to live a normal life. But this moment, when Donald Trump defends his son publicly, will soon reveal a surprising gesture from Melania that will leave everyone speechless. What happens next isn't just about defending a loved one, it's about showing the world that family comes first, no matter the cost. Get ready for a tale of strength, family values, and a moment that no one saw coming. As this story unfolds, it becomes clear that sometimes the simplest gestures speak the loudest. In a moment that would capture the public's attention, Donald Trump stepped up to publicly defend his son Barron against the harsh criticisms that had been directed at him. The scene unfolds as the media buzzes with constant speculation and mockery, targeting the youngest Trump. The audience, used to seeing the former president's brash political statements, was not prepared for the emotional display that was about to unfold. It started with an unexpected press conference, where Donald Trump addressed the growing media frenzy surrounding Barron. The tension was palpable as cameras flashed and reporters clamored for attention. Trump, known for his direct and unapologetic communication style, faced the crowd with an intensity rarely seen outside the political arena. His voice, usually commanding and authoritative, was tempered with a protective tone as he spoke of his son. He didn't mince words, publicly calling out those who criticized Barron for his appearance, mannerisms, or behavior. "You can attack me all you want, but my son is off limits," Donald declared, his eyes steely with conviction. It was a rare glimpse of the softer side of the businessman turned politician, a father unapologetically stepping in to shield his son from the harsh glare of the media. This wasn't just about defending Barron. It was a statement about family loyalty and standing firm in the face of adversity. As the press conference continued, there was a clear sense of solidarity in his voice, and the message he was sending was unwavering. Barron, though young and often kept out of the limelight, deserved to live without fear of public scrutiny. The crowd was visibly stunned by his raw emotion. Despite the tough exterior, the sincerity behind his words was undeniable. For a brief moment, the brash businessman faded into a concerned father who would go to any length to protect his family. This public defense didn't just show Trump's fierce love for Barron. It also sent a message to the critics and the media that there were boundaries that even the most well-known public figures should respect. It was a stand against the invasive nature of media coverage, especially when it comes to the children of public figures. The words were simple, but the impact was immense. No one expected this side of Donald Trump to emerge, but when it did, it left an indelible mark on all who witnessed it. After Donald Trump's emotional public defense of Barron, the response from the media and the public was swift and divisive. While many supported his stance as a father standing up for his child, others criticized his remarks as an overreaction, accusing him of turning a personal matter into a political spectacle. The backlash began almost immediately, with various media outlets jumping on the story. Some pundits questioned whether the defense was a calculated move for political gain or a genuine display of fatherly affection. Headlines across newspapers and digital platforms screamed with various interpretations, some claiming Trump's defense of Barron was an attempt to shift the media's attention from his own controversies, while others painted it as an empty gesture aimed at scoring sympathy points. The social media world exploded with mixed reactions. Hashtags like #ProtectBarron and Trump Defends Son trended, with a mixture of praise and criticism flooding timelines. There were those who supported Trump's fierce defense, arguing that no child, regardless of their family status, should be subjected to the same level of public ridicule. They saw his response as a father putting his child's well-being first, regardless of political optics. Supporters of the Trump family rallied behind the sentiment that the media should focus on the issues and not the personal lives of young children. On the other hand, critics argued that the defense was an over-the-top reaction to what they considered mild commentary. Some questioned the timing of the press conference, suggesting it was yet another stunt designed to keep the Trump family in the public eye. Several public figures came forward, stating that while they sympathized with Trump's desire to protect his family, they felt that the entire situation was being blown out of proportion. The political analysts weighed in, speculating that Trump was attempting to secure the favor of his base by showing vulnerability and a more familial side. They argued that this move was not just a defense of Barron, but also a strategic move to show that he was a loving father, which could appeal to certain demographics. Despite the divide, one thing was clear: Trump's public defense of his son sparked a heated debate across the nation. Whether viewed as an authentic display of paternal love or a calculated political maneuver, the reaction highlighted how deeply personal matters can quickly become fodder for public opinion. The backlash, while intense, was also a reflection of how divided the nation had become over matters of family, politics, and the media's role in both. Amid the chaos and swirling media storm following Donald Trump's public defense of Barron, it was Melania Trump's quiet yet powerful gesture that truly stole the spotlight, leaving the nation stunned. While her husband's fiery words had sparked intense debate, it was Melania's calm, composed, and graceful response that resonated on a deeper, more emotional level. In the aftermath of the controversy, Melania, known for her elegance and reserved nature, took a step back from the media frenzy. While Donald's defense was bold and overt, Melania's reaction was subtle, yet full of meaning. Instead of taking to social media or giving a public speech, she chose a more personal and intimate gesture. At a private family event, Melania was seen interacting with Barron in a quiet moment, away from the glare of the cameras. She was captured standing beside her son, offering him a rare, genuine embrace, a motherly, protective hug that was so heartfelt and raw, it conveyed everything that needed to be said. Her eyes, full of emotion, locked with Barron's, and for a moment, it was clear that there was no need for words. The photograph of that brief exchange quickly went viral, with people from all over the world sharing it as a symbol of unconditional love and support. In contrast to the heated debate sparked by her husband's remarks, Melania's simple act became a poignant, non-verbal defense of her son that transcended any political motives. The media's response to her gesture was, surprisingly, overwhelmingly positive. News outlets, which had previously been caught up in the whirlwind of political commentary, were suddenly focused on this intimate moment of a mother's love for her child. Many pundits called it the moment that silenced the storm, and credited Melania with showing a side of the Trump family that wasn't often visible to the public. Her ability to remain composed, even amidst the backlash, earned her a newfound respect from critics and supporters alike. In the midst of such polarized opinions, Melania's gesture offered a universal reminder that, despite the public spotlight and constant scrutiny, there is still a human element at play. Her act wasn't about politics, it was about family. It was a simple, loving moment that spoke volumes in a world often consumed by spectacle and drama. The gesture became a symbol of the power of a mother's protection, a lesson in the strength that lies in quiet grace. For Barron, who had been thrust into the public eye against his will, Melania's embrace was a beacon of stability, offering him the reassurance that he had the unwavering support of his mother, no matter the noise surrounding them. For those who saw the image, it was a reminder that the true measure of a family's strength often lies in the moments that happen behind closed doors, out of the spotlight. As news outlets shared the touching image, social media erupted in support of Melania, with many praising her for showing such vulnerability in a world that often demands perfection. Hashtags like #StrengthInSilence and Melania Trump Love went viral, with users expressing admiration for her grace and emotional intelligence. The reaction from the public was overwhelmingly positive, with even critics softening their stance, acknowledging the depth of her maternal love. In an age where political figures are often reduced to sound bites and public personas, Melania's gesture became a stark contrast, a reminder that not every action needs to be accompanied by words or spectacle to make a lasting impact. The world had seen her, not as the former First Lady, but as a mother, standing by her child in a moment of need. And in that single gesture, Melania Trump had, without uttering a single word, sent a message that left the entire world in awe. In the wake of Melania's powerful, wordless gesture, the Trump family presented an unexpectedly unified front, which only added to the public's admiration and curiosity. While Donald's public defense had garnered attention for its assertiveness, it was the way the entire family stood together that captivated the nation. This act of solidarity became a defining moment in their public life, painting a picture of strength, unity, and unbreakable family bonds that resonated with many, regardless of political affiliation. The scene unfolded as the Trump family, rarely seen all together in such a personal, unified manner, attended a private gathering in the aftermath of the controversy. Despite the heightened tension surrounding Barron's experience in the public eye, the Trump family displayed an unshakable sense of togetherness. Donald, Melania, and Barron, standing side by side, embodied a calm strength that caught the attention of both the media and the public. Melania, already noted for her grace, continued to provide a steady, reassuring presence, her hand on Barron's shoulder as she stood close to him, reinforcing the image of protection and maternal care. She exuded confidence, no longer the distant figure often seen at public events, but rather a real mother in the midst of a complex family dynamic. The quiet, stoic strength that she radiated had a grounding effect on the family, reminding those who were watching that the bonds between parents and their child were more important than any fleeting public opinion. Donald, typically known for his outspoken nature, tempered his usual bravado during this time. He stood tall beside his wife and son, his arms crossed in a relaxed but protective manner. His presence wasn't loud or forceful in this moment. Instead, there was a quiet dignity in the way he supported his family. He didn't need to speak to defend Barron or his family. His actions spoke for him. Donald's softened demeanor allowed his love for his son and wife to shine through without the need for public declarations. He had already made his stance clear in the earlier public statements, but now he was showing his support through silence and unity. Barron, typically out of the public spotlight, took a more reserved role in this gathering. His quiet composure contrasted with the media frenzy that had surrounded him. He appeared grounded, standing tall between his parents, with his head held high and a determined, focused expression. Barron's strength was evident not in words, but in his ability to remain composed in the face of public ridicule. His confidence spoke volumes as he leaned slightly toward his mother, a subtle yet powerful gesture that reinforced the bond between them. Barron's calmness, his ability to weather the storm without lashing out, made him appear mature beyond his years. The way he stood confidently between his parents showed a rare moment of true strength and resolve for a young man who had faced intense scrutiny in a short amount of time. As the family moved through the room, there was a tangible sense of unity, a quiet but resolute strength that spoke louder than any public defense could. Their interactions, simple gestures, hand placements, and the way they communicated through body language were a testament to their family bond. The way Donald and Melania worked in harmony, both protecting Barron and showing their love and care, was subtle yet powerful. It demonstrated that they were not just political figures, but parents who were committed to supporting their son through every challenge. The media, usually quick to exploit any tension within the family, were taken aback by the strong, composed, and almost serene unity displayed in this private moment. No words were needed. The Trump family had become a symbol of solidarity in the midst of controversy. Their quiet, unwavering support of one another was the real story that would stick with people long after the public outbursts had faded into history. This display of family unity didn't just show the world that they had each other's backs. It set a new standard for how families could present themselves in public life. The Trump family proved that, even in a time of immense pressure and scrutiny, love and loyalty could prevail. For Barron, this was the true strength he needed to carry on. Not the defense of his father's words, but the steadfast presence of his family, who stood united, unshaken by the storm surrounding them. In the end, it wasn't Donald's public defense or Melania's powerful gesture that made the most significant impact. It was the family's collective stance, the way they came together and supported one another in a moment of adversity. The world saw not a family at odds with each other, but a family that had weathered the storm together. And that in itself was a powerful statement. As the Trump family's unified front became the focal point of public discourse, the ripple effect of their actions spread far beyond the confines of the event. It wasn't just the media or their supporters who took notice. This powerful display of family solidarity resonated with people across various social and political spectrums. The world was witnessing something far deeper than a political statement or a simple family moment. The ripple effect began to affect conversations, perceptions, and even political dynamics, highlighting the significance of unity and support in the face of public scrutiny. In the days following the event, social media platforms erupted with commentary. Users across the globe, many who had previously been critical or dismissive of the Trump family, began expressing admiration for the way they had handled the situation. Memes, tweets, and heartfelt messages flooded the internet, some praising Barron's composure, others acknowledging Melania's quiet strength, and many applauding Donald for showing a side of himself that was more private, more grounded than what had often been seen in the media. For many, it was an unexpected side of the Trump family that they hadn't been accustomed to, one that wasn't fueled by controversy or partisan politics. Instead, the focus shifted to the human side of the Trumps, a family who loved and protected each other fiercely. The public's reaction was telling. Even those who had once dismissed them as merely figures of privilege or power were now recognizing the family's emotional depth. The perception of Barron, in particular, seemed to undergo a transformation. The young man who had once been overshadowed by his father's political career was now seen as a poised, mature individual who could stand tall in the face of adversity. Media outlets quickly picked up on the significance of the family's gesture, with news anchors and journalists offering new perspectives on the Trump family dynamic. Some discussed the potential shift in public perception, speculating that this could be a defining moment in the Trump family legacy. News panels debated whether this moment could change the public's view of the family for good, or if it would simply be another fleeting moment in the long history of their public lives. Regardless of the debate, it was clear that the family's public image had been altered, possibly forever. They were no longer just a political dynasty. They had become a symbol of family unity. The ripple effect extended into the political sphere as well. While the mainstream media tended to focus on the drama and conflict surrounding the Trump administration, this moment took the spotlight in a different way. For many, it shifted the conversation away from policies and politics and onto the concept of family values. The timing of this moment was significant, coming at a time when public trust in politics had been shaken. And many were looking for examples of leadership that weren't solely about partisan divides. In this context, the Trump family's display of love and support became a beacon for some, showcasing that the real power of leadership could lie in the strength of personal connections. On a deeper level, this moment sparked important conversations about the nature of public life and privacy. It raised questions about the toll of constant media scrutiny on children, particularly the children of public figures, and the ways in which families manage to remain intact in the face of such intense attention. Barron's quiet dignity during the entire ordeal prompted discussions about the expectations placed on children in the public eye, while also shedding light on the role of parents, both public and private, in navigating those pressures. Even international audiences weighed in, noting how the Trump family's actions were viewed as a rare display of parental protection and familial strength in an often divided world. In countries where political figures frequently face media attacks, the Trump's example became a conversation starter, with many drawing comparisons to other political families around the globe. In some ways, the moment united not just America, but also parts of the world, as people found common ground in the universal idea of family loyalty and defense. Within the family's inner circle, the ripple effect was just as profound. Barron's response to the situation, the way he held his head high amidst the public ridicule, spoke volumes about the strength of his upbringing. His parents had clearly instilled in him a sense of resilience that went beyond mere public appearances. The public reaction to Barron's calm, dignified response was a testament to his character, and his parents were quietly proud, knowing that their son had handled the situation with grace. For Donald and Melania, the ripple effect was also felt in the way they perceived their relationship with the public. While Donald's history as a polarizing figure often dominated public discourse, this moment allowed him to showcase his protective, fatherly side. Melania, too, was seen in a different light. Her poised, protective actions spoke to her role as a mother first and foremost. The family's unity had transformed their public image in a way that they hadn't expected, and the response from the public confirmed that they had struck a chord with people across the spectrum. In the end, the ripple effect of that powerful moment did more than change public perception. It set a precedent for how families could stand together in the face of adversity, showing that no matter the circumstances, family support could be a unifying force. This moment wasn't just about the Trumps. It was about the power of family, resilience, and unity in the midst of public scrutiny, and it left an indelible mark on the public's consciousness for years to come. In the aftermath of that powerful public display of family unity, the world continued to process the impact of what had transpired. The event had left an indelible mark on both the Trump family and the public at large. What had initially been seen as a moment of tension and ridicule quickly evolved into a testament to resilience, strength, and the unwavering bond between family members. For the Trump family, the aftermath was both reflective and revealing. The media circus that had surrounded Barron's moment of mockery quickly gave way to deeper discussions about the family's dynamics, their ability to navigate adversity, and the quiet strength that had been on display. Donald and Melania, while still reeling from the public scrutiny, were also deeply proud of the way their family had responded to the situation. The public didn't just see a defensive father and a protective mother, they saw a family that stood firm in the face of negativity, unwavering in their love for each other. Donald's usual bombastic nature had been tempered during the event, and in the aftermath, he began to reflect on how the world had perceived his role as a father. Many of his usual critics saw a different side to him, a side that was quieter, more thoughtful, and more focused on family. While his political stance and controversial persona would always remain in the public eye, this moment allowed people to see him in a more relatable, human light. He had defended his son, not with rhetoric or anger, but with a quiet strength that resonated with many. Melania, on the other hand, had once again proven her ability to maintain grace under pressure. While her gestures may have been subtle, they spoke volumes about her character and her commitment to her family. She didn't need to speak loudly to be heard. Her actions, her protective nature toward Barron, conveyed everything. The aftermath allowed many to view her in a new light as well. No longer just the First Lady, but a mother who had shown great strength and poise during a trying moment. For Barron, the aftermath was a transformative experience. The world had witnessed a young man who, despite being thrust into the public spotlight, maintained his composure with an almost otherworldly calm. While his quiet dignity had captured the attention of many, it also provided him with a new sense of respect and admiration from both his peers and the public. Barron was no longer just the son of a controversial figure. He was seen as an individual, someone capable of standing tall in the face of adversity. The ripple effects from this moment were felt across social media, where the public reflected on Barron's handling of the situation. Many took to Twitter, Facebook and Instagram to express their admiration for Barron's maturity, while others praised the way his parents had supported him through the ordeal. What had started as a moment of ridicule turned into a platform for a broader conversation about the pressures children of public figures face, as well as the importance of family support in navigating those pressures. Barron's calm demeanor became a symbol of strength and poise, showing that grace could be a response even in the most challenging of circumstances. Media outlets, initially quick to sensationalize the mocking moment, began to shift their tone. Reporters and pundits who had once cast judgment on Barron and his family began to acknowledge the depth of the moment. They discussed the importance of showing respect for children in the public eye and the need for compassion in the face of adversity. The conversation had shifted from the mockery itself to the family's response to it, and this change in narrative allowed for a more nuanced discussion about public figures and their families. The aftermath became a platform for people to reflect on what it means to stand by your loved ones in difficult times, whether in the public eye or in private. Behind the scenes, the Trump family spent time together processing the event. While public perception had undoubtedly shifted, the focus remained on their family's bond and their shared commitment to supporting each other. They had faced a storm together and had come out stronger for it. In a world that often emphasized division, their collective response showcased the power of familial unity. Donald, Melania, and Barron knew that the world had watched them closely, but they also knew that their unity was something no external force could ever truly break. In the weeks that followed, the Trump family continued to navigate their public lives, but with a renewed sense of strength and confidence. The aftermath of the event had given them a new perspective on how to handle adversity moving forward. Barron, who had once been largely overshadowed by the media circus surrounding his family, now stood at the forefront of a new narrative. One that portrayed him as not just the son of Donald Trump, but as a young man with a sense of dignity and strength that many admired. For the public, the aftermath became a reminder of the importance of compassion and unity in the face of ridicule. The Trump family had, in their own way, taught the world a powerful lesson about resilience, family, and the strength that comes from standing together. It was a moment that transcended politics and public opinion, leaving behind a legacy of unwavering familial love that would be remembered long after the event had faded from the headlines. In conclusion, the moment when Donald and Melania Trump publicly defended Barron turned into far more than just a moment of family support. It became a powerful statement about strength, unity, and the importance of standing together in the face of public adversity. Barron's calm and composed reaction to the mocking, along with the unwavering defense from his parents, left an indelible mark on those who witnessed it. This wasn't just a family defending their son. It was a lesson in resilience, dignity, and the quiet power of standing firm when the world seems to be against you. What began as a moment of ridicule for Barron transformed into a defining moment of character for the entire Trump family. The way they handled the situation spoke volumes about their values, their love for each other, and their ability to rise above negativity. The world had expected a different reaction, but instead, they were shown a side of the Trump family that was often overlooked, one that was grounded in love and mutual respect. For Barron, this was a pivotal moment in his journey. While he had always been in the public eye, this was the moment when he truly emerged as his own person, someone who could handle the pressures of fame with dignity and strength. His parents, too, grew in the eyes of the public, showing that behind the headlines and controversies, there was a family united by love and the desire to protect each other. As the public's perception of Barron, Donald, and Melania shifted, so too did the broader conversation about the treatment of children in the spotlight. It became a reminder of the importance of empathy and respect, not just for those in the public eye, but for everyone facing criticism or ridicule. The Trump family's response left a lasting impact, not only on their own legacy, but also on the cultural conversation around public figures and their families. Ultimately, this was a moment that transcended politics and became a universal lesson about the power of family, the importance of defending those you love, and the strength that comes from standing together in challenging times. The world may have watched this unfold, but it was the Trump family who showed everyone the true meaning of resilience. And in doing so, they earned the respect of many who had once criticized them. It was a reminder that sometimes the most powerful message comes not from words, but from actions that speak louder than anything else.